Nobody is supposed to find soil like this. Not here. Not anywhere near a rainforest. Yet buried beneath one of the most hostile agricultural environments on Earth lies Earth so rich it breaks every rule modern science teaches. Soil so dark it looks burned. So fertile it feeds crops without rest for centuries. And so stable it still holds carbon older than Christianity. This is not a miracle of nature. It is evidence of something far more dangerous. Proof that humans once solved soil fertility permanently, and then forgot how. Or were made to forget. Welcome to Lost Nature Vault. What you are about to hear was not lost to time. It was buried deliberately. In the 20th century, scientists believed the Amazon rainforest survived because of its soil. They were wrong. The Amazon survives, despite its soil. Strip away the trees and what remains is chemically hostile red clay. Acidic, nutrient-poor. Almost death. The forest thrives only because nutrients cycle endlessly through living biomes. Trees pull minerals from deep layers. Leaves fall. Microbes recycle everything instantly. Nothing stays in the soil. Remove the forest, and the illusion collapses. Crops grow once, maybe twice. Then the land starves. Rain strips away the last remaining nutrients, and farmers abandon the field. This is why modern agriculture fails here. This is why the Amazon was assumed to be uninhabitable by complex societies. And this is why one discovery should have rewritten everything we know about civilization. In the mid-20th century, soil researchers mapping Amazonian terrain began encountering anomalies. Patches of land that refused to behave. Fields that produced crops effortlessly while surrounding soil collapsed. Earth that was jet black instead of red. Soil that smelled alive. Layers reaching over 6 feet deep, loaded with pottery shards, fish bones, organic residue, and something else entirely. Charcoal, not ash. Char, locked into the ground, chemically stable, ancient. These sites were scattered across the basin like fingerprints, thousands of them, together covering an area larger than many modern nations. Radiocarbon dating delivered an impossible result. This soil was not natural. It was engineered, and it had been working continuously for thousands of years. Long before industrial fertilizers. Long before tractors. Long before Europe even understood crop rotation. Indigenous societies of the Amazon had created permanent fertility in one of the worst soils on Earth. The soil had a name. Terra Preta. Black Earth. But names soften reality. This was a system. A technology, and it directly contradicts the foundation of modern agriculture. Archaeological evidence forced an uncomfortable realization. Before European contact, the Amazon was not empty wilderness. It was populated by millions. Large towns, road networks, managed forests, intensively farmed landscapes. These people did not migrate when soil failed. They stayed. They planted. They harvested in the same locations for centuries. That alone should have been impossible. Slash and burn. Agriculture fails within years. Yet terra preta fields grew maize, cassava, fruits, and vegetables continuously. The explanation was hiding in the soil itself. Indigenous farmers burned biomass slowly at low temperatures, intentionally producing charcoal rather than ash. They mixed it with food waste, manure, bones, and broken ceramics. This mixture was worked into soil around homes and fields year after year. Not dumped, not composted. Integrated. Integrated compaction. Bones added calcium and phosphorus. Organic waste fed microbes. But the charcoal changed everything. Charcoal is not fertilizer. It is infrastructure. Its microscopic pores create vast internal surface area. 1 gram contains thousands of square feet of habitat. This structure hosts microbial colonies at densities modern soil cannot sustain. It carries an electrical charge that binds nutrients chemically, locking them in place instead of letting rain wash them away. Nitrogen, phosphorus, Potassium, trace minerals, held, protected, recycled. Unlike compost, charcoal does not decompose. It persists for millennia. Microbes live, die, and replenish organic matter inside its structure indefinitely. The soil becomes self-renewing. Tests show terra preta contains multiple times more organic carbon than surrounding soil. Phosphorus levels dozens of times higher. Calcium and magnesium off the charts for tropical environments. And this fertility does not decline, it increases. Terra preta expands. The longer it exists, the better it performs. Modern farmers in Brazil still fight to farm these ancient plots because nothing else compares. The implication was explosive. Permanent fertility is possible. Soil does not need to degrade. Agriculture does not require constant chemical input. The entire dependency model collapses. And then something strange happened. Nothing. No revolution. No mass adoption. No restructuring of agriculture. Terra preta was documented, studied, published, then quietly ignored. Why? Because this discovery did not just challenge bad practices, it threatened an entire economic architecture. Modern agriculture depends on planned depletion. Harvest removes nutrients. Farmers replace them annually. Synthetic fertilizers deliver fast results but leave soil structurally weaker over time. Microbial life declines. Organic matter drops. Water retention falls. Dependence increases. This is not accidental. It is profitable. A small group of corporations controls global fertilizer supply. Their revenue depends on repeat purchases every season. Biochar breaks that cycle. Biochar reduces nitrogen loss, locks phosphorus in place, improves water retention, increases yields, and it lasts for centuries. Applied once, and the benefits compound. There is no annual purchase, no subscription. Worse, it can be made from waste. Crop residue, forestry byproducts, manure, materials farmers already have. No patents, no proprietary blends, no control. From an industry perspective, this is not competition. It is extinction. So suppression did not take the form of bans or conspiracies. It was quieter. Research funding shifted elsewhere. Agricultural education focused on chemical optimization. Extension services stopped demonstrating biochar production. Farming publications ignored it. Equipment manufacturers avoided scaling production tools. The technology was not attacked. It was starved of attention. The result is silence. Ask an average farmer about biochar, and you get blank stares. Ask soil scientists, and you get careful answers. The data exists. Meta-analysis covering hundreds of field trials show consistent yield improvements. Water efficiency increases. Fertilizer requirements drop. Carbon remains locked underground for thousands of years, yet it remains absent from mainstream practice. The reason is not uncertainty. It is incompatibility. Biochar does not fit a model built on annual dependency. It replaces Italiano. And systems do not adopt technologies that destroy their own revenue streams. Here is the part they never teach you. Biochar is not difficult. It does not require industrial kilns. The goal is pure heating organic material without oxygen so it chars instead of burns. Indigenous Amazonians did this with pits and patience. You still can. A simple cone pit concentrates heat while limiting oxygen. Layered biomass chars instead of combusting, quenched at the right moment. The carbon structure remains intact. Crush it. Activate it by soaking in nutrient-rich liquids. Compost tea, manure, slurry, even diluted urine. This fills the pores with nutrients and microbes before application. Applied raw, biochar absorbs nutrients from soil temporarily. Activated, it becomes a reservoir. Rates do not need to be extreme. Even small amounts change soil behavior permanently. Applied once, it continues working for generations. This is why terra preta still feeds crops after 2,000 years. The soil remembers. The story of terra preta is not about ancient people being clever. It is about modern systems being fragile. Indigenous societies optimized for permanence. Modern agriculture optimizes for throughput. One creates resilience. The other creates dependence. When colonization wiped out Amazonian populations, the knowledge vanished almost instantly. Not because it was fragile, but because it was oral, embedded in practice, not written manuals. The soil remained as evidence. For centuries it sat there, black and fertile, while the world forgot how it was made. Now the knowledge has returned, not as myth, as chemistry, as data, as replicated field trials. The question is not whether it works. The question is who benefits if it spreads. Because once soil stops degrading, entire markets collapse. Lost Nature Vault exists to expose exactly these forgotten systems. Technologies erased, not because they failed, but because they worked too well. Terra Preta is not an anomaly. It is a warning. Human civilization once built agriculture that improved land over time. We replaced it with systems that exhaust it, and we call that progress. You can ignore this. Keep buying inputs. Keep feeding depleted soil, or you can do what people did 7,000 years ago. Turn waste into permanence. Lock fertility into the ground. Build soil that outlives you. The black earth is still there. It never stopped working. The only thing missing was permission to remember. The next vote open.